assessment asks us to draw the mechanism for a section of the atorvastatin synthesis. Let's focus on the first step of this section, the aldol addition reaction. Lithium disopropyl amide is our base, and we need to form an enolate to do the aldol addition reaction. However, we have a proton in this molecule that's more acidic than any other proton. So the first thing that's going to happen is we're going to deprotonate this alcohol proton because it's more acidic than any other proton in the molecule. That will form an alkoxide intermediate. Then we can form our enolate. Now, both of these deprotonations will likely happen over 2 different steps to save a little bit of room on the board. I'm going to do them both at the same time, but in reality, they're 2 separate steps. First, the alcohol gets deprotonated. Then we can form the enolate. But again, I'm going to save a little bit of space here on the board. So this will form our enolate and an alkoxide on the other side of the molecule. And this enolate can then react with the aldehyde to form our key carbon-carbon bond in this reaction. I am going to use an R group rather than redraw the rest of this molecule, but the R stands for the rest of our aldehyde molecule. So we'll take our enolate, drop electrons down from oxygen. That allows us to use the carbon of the enolate as a nucleophile to attack the aldehyde carbon, kicking electrons up onto oxygen. That will form an alkoxide intermediate. And now I'm going to flip this over in order to draw it more easily. But when I flip it over, notice that the wedge gets flipped into a dash. Be careful when we flip molecules with stereocenters that we still draw the correct stereochemistry in our product. So this is the product of the initial aldol addition step. The last thing to do is to protonate the two O- charges, and we'll do that with our acid quench. Again, this would happen over 2 steps. I'm going to draw them here in 1 step again to save a little bit of room on the board. But the last step that we need to do in this reaction is to neutralize the molecule, protonate the O- charge with an acidic quench, and that will form our product of this aldol addition reaction. So this is the first step of this section of the atorvastatin synthesis.